Have you ever found yourself wondering how to keep the learning spirit alive during the festive season? Well, you're in for a treat. In this video, I've got something special for you. It is called How to Keep the Learning Going with Christmas Music. Hi, I'm Julia from Julia Teaching Resources, and I'm a music teacher with over 20 years of experience in the grade 7 to 12 music classroom. In this video, I will show you 12 low prep and budget-friendly lesson ideas that will not only spark the holiday cheer in your classroom, but also keep your students engaged and learning. So, are you ready to turn this festive season into a nice way to end the school year? Let's get started. How to keep the learning going with Christmas music, 12 music lessons to try. Welcome. So just to give you a rundown very quickly on what we're going to go through today, because as I said, I've got 12 lessons for you to try. I'll talk about each of these in more detail, but here we go. So lesson 1 will be Christmas Carol analysis. Lesson 2 is compare 2 versions of a Christmas Carol, so an extension of the first one. Lesson 3 is 12 days of Christmas music listening challenge. Again, another extension on that idea. Lesson 4 is the history of Christmas carols. Lesson 5 is create a drawing of a scene from a Christmas carol. Lesson 6, compose your own Christmas carol, which will take a few lessons. Number 7, create a Christmas music playlist. And number 8, create a Christmas music holiday concert program. Again, based similar ideas. Number 9, create a virtual Christmas holiday concert. Number 10, create a Christmas music sing-along program. Again, these are all variations on a theme. Lesson idea number 11 is study other holidays and Christmas traditions from around the world. And lesson 12 is Christmas colouring pages, which we all need. So hi, I'm Julia from Julia Teaching Resources, and my mission is to help busy music teachers like you in classrooms around the world with the resources that you need to teach music appreciation to inspire the next generation of musicians. Before we start, if you'd like a fantastic freebie, because we're coming up to the end of the year, you might be thinking about how to change your things up next year. This little freebie is Make Over Your Music Curriculum. It gives you some ideas on how to do that. juliajulia.com/Make Over Your Music Curriculum. Go and grab it for yourself. So, as the festive season starts to ramp up, okay, so as of time of recording, and when you actually see this, this will be, I think we're very close to the beginning of December. Anyway, as the festive season starts to ramp up, you know that as a music educator, you will find yourself trying to navigate the unique challenges of keeping the learning alive in your own music classroom. So how do you strike a balance between the joyous chaos of end-of-year activities and the desire to engage students with meaningful musical experiences? So if I just take a break for a little minute, for me, my teaching, we basically have by now, at this stage of the year, we've written reports. So we've done all of our assessments. We've done everything that we need to do that's, is being assessed. So the end of the year is a bit of a wind down. So you're still teaching, you're still, kids are still learning, but there's also all sorts of other activities that are going on. And sometimes it's hard to keep the kids engaged, and you certainly don't want to be putting on any movies. And that's what this is. These lesson ideas will certainly keep kids away from you watching a movie in class with them and getting in trouble, because if you've got a principal like mine, they don't like to see that. So one way to keep the learning going is to use Christmas music in your lessons. Using Christmas music not only brings an element of silly season fun, okay, but can also present both you and your students an opportunity for some creative learning experiences. So you know that the holiday season often brings a flurry of activities, leaving yourself with the challenge of crafting meaningful end-of-year music lessons with the tight time constraints. Often as a music teacher, you are not only preparing your students for holiday concerts, okay, and end-of-year activities, things that are going on, but you yourself are often involved in other music commitments outside of school as well. The number of music teachers I know who are part of bands and Christmas carol things that, for community events. So you're not only trying to do what you got to do in school, but the demands on you as a music teacher and your music skills outside of school are also quite large at this time of year. You also know that trying to maintain student engagement During this bustling holiday season can be a real struggle as both students and teachers contend with end-of-year fatigue, the excitement of the Christmas holiday break, and those of us in the Southern Hemisphere, we are looking forward to our summer holidays. Okay, that's for us. It is the end of the year, end of the school year. We've finished the school year. We start the next one in January. Recognizing this common challenge, this video has 12 fun Christmas music lesson ideas for you to try in your classroom that will ensure that your learning continues, not a movie in sight, and your students will be engaged. So, lesson idea number 1. Christmas carol analysis. Now, I would use this personally with my older students, with my 9s, 10s, 11s, 12s, sometimes year 7s and 8s, maybe, depends on what you want to do and how you want to keep them going. But these listening lessons are easy to do, and the best thing is that you probably already have everything you need, okay? So if you've got the elements of music listening questions, especially, you're covered. So you use whatever elements of music you've already studied in class to complete the analysis. Simply choose a Christmas carol, choose an element of music, listen to the music, and answer the questions. It's that simple. Now, the best thing is, because most of us have access to YouTube and a big back catalogue of music, Christmas music, there's a wide variety of music you can choose from. So it doesn't have to be your traditional carols sung by a choir in a church. It could be actually a version by Pentatonics. They've got a great Christmas playlist. Try them. So if you want to extend these lessons, try have students working independently or in small groups on a variety of Christmas carols. Your students could then present their analysis to the class. Another way to extend this lesson is to have students develop their literacy skills and use their answers to write a paragraph about their music and Christmas music analysis. You can, of course, use what you already have available to you. Or if you want, this Christmas music appreciation bundle, which I'm about to show you, has the elements of music listen questions plus links to a wide selection of Christmas music to study. And as I said, this bundle's all ready to go. And I'll show you. So this bundle actually has 4 different sets in it, and each set has 5 different Christmas carols to actually choose from. And you simply choose a carol, choose a element of music to study, and away you go. Okay, so there's different ways that you can do this, as I said, independent or in small groups. By this time of year, you just want your kids learning and having a go at doing something, and hopefully using all their learning, all the stuff they've already learned this year is even better. Okay, number 2. Compare 2 versions of a Christmas carol song analysis. So another variation on this lesson is for older students. And again, I would use this for my year 9s and 10s, 11s and 12s. And it's just a fun way. I mean, they have to do comparisons anyway. So why not just use some Christmas music and something a bit fun? And as I said, there's so many different fun versions of Christmas carols out there and Christmas songs that, you don't have to use Mariah Carey's song. You can if you want to talk to your students. If you want to do that, go for it. Okay. I'm not saying that I don't like her version, but let's face it, it's one of those songs that's played every year on repeat way too much. But anyway, so for this Christmas music lesson, students will compare 2 different versions of a Christmas carol. Again, you can try this as a small group collaboration. So have the kids working, like play the music and get them working on them. You could have one group working on one version of song, one group working on another version of song, and then they come together and compare, or they can be doing the whole thing together, okay? Or it can be independent work. It's up to you whether you let your students find your own Christmas music to compare to, or you could give them one version and they have to choose another one to compare the 2 songs. So you might say, okay, we're all going to do this particular version of Joy to the World. I know that just come to my head. And then they have to find another version, and then they compare it. So, and there might be 3 or 4 different versions in the classroom about with that. And again, it's just a good way to hear for the kids to be exposed to different types of music, different types of genres and different styles and all those things, and being able to use those elements of music questions in an analytical way and understand that it doesn't matter what piece of music they've got, it can be understood through the elements of music. For yet another variation, you could choose up to 2, choose 2 songs to compare, then divide the class into 8 small groups. So this way, you could do this with the other lessons as well, but so that they're all doing the same songs, but they're all working on different elements of music, a group for each of the elements of music. Students would then work together to present their analysis to the whole class. This could easily take a couple of lessons to complete. So again, if you want something to take a little bit longer, do these harder lessons because, like we're going to listen, we're going to look at the questions, all those sorts of things, and then have a bit of a start. And then the following lesson, they've got to do a bit more, and then and get the presentation ready. And the next one, they do some presentations, and that will take a few lessons as well. So again, depending on how much time you've got and what you want to actually do, this is one that could take a few lessons. And kids love working with each other, especially this time of year. They'd love to be able to work with their friends. So on the next slide are a couple of YouTube videos that can help with comparing two versions. These are ones that I did a while ago. One of them, the actual harmony one, is based on A Christmas Carol because I must have done that at this time of year. So I'll just show you. So there's a simple and easy harmony music meaning lesson for your music class. So this is literally a comparison lesson showing you how to do it. And there's this one for how to explain melody and music, another comparison. And the other one I think is melody as well, step-by-step melody and music example comparison lesson. I don't know why I did that twice, but I did. But they're on different songs. So the harmony one is definitely Christmas piece, Christmas music. These melody ones aren't. All right, number 3. 12 days of Christmas music listening challenge. Another good one for your older students or your younger students, and something that goes for 12 lessons. Bargain. Okay. And depending on how often you see them, it could be done quicker. It could be done as an assignment. I wouldn't do that. I mean, this time of year, that's a bit mean, but you could. So if you're looking for something that might take a few more lessons to complete, then why not try the 12 days of music listening journal? So this one, for these lessons, you could choose 12 different Christmas carols featuring a different holiday song each day, prompting students to answer elements of music listening questions. Alternatively, why not get your music students to create their own list for the 12 days, creating a personalized listening journal or portfolio? Again, what this would be doing is simply building on the skills that you've already taught over the course of the school year, whatever your school year is at the moment. You might have only had them, since September, so it's only halfway through your year. Or it might be that, like me, it's the end of the school year. So it's a collection of everything they know. Okay. So this listening assignment is easily adaptable and enjoyable activity that will not only take a few days and lessons to complete, but will certainly keep your students working right up to the Christmas holiday break. Now, for this Christmas music listening journal, you could certainly use the Christmas Music Appreciation Bundle. There's a wide selection of music that you can choose. Oh, that should say choose from to create the 12 days of Christmas music challenge. Don't you hate it when you actually type wrong? I can spell, but I can't type very well. And when you do a spell check and it doesn't come up, because choose is actually a word, it should be choose, not shoes. Sorry about that. But again, the thing is with this one, listening bundle. So listening is the 12 days of listening challenge. You could easily select any 12 Christmas carols that's in that bundle and say, okay, for these are the 12 carols you've got to do. And you could let the kids choose which element of music they've got to do for each song they can choose, or you can actually choose for them and say, right, for Deck the Halls, you're going to do melody. For Joy to the World, you're going to do structure. For, I don't know, I can't remember any more Christmas carols at the moment. Away in a Manger, it could be harmony. Okay, it doesn't matter. Like, I'm making that up. But you could then dictate that maybe for 8 of them, and then let them choose which 4 they want to do for the other 4 days, making it up to the 12 days. Again, this particular one is a digital one, so it's online. It's Google Slides. There is a printable version as well, but in terms of you don't have to print it out. So it could be a digital learning journal, something they get onto, they get their laptop out, they put the headphones in, and they listen and they answer the questions, and it takes them as long as it takes them to get it done. And, again, they could work together, they could work on their own. It's up to you how you want to do it. But that's a nice one that will take a few lessons, which is what we all want this time of year. And you can step back and you don't have to be the sage on the stage. You're the guide on the side, actually helping them. So you can troubleshoot where you need to with kids. So when they're actually having a bit of struggle, so you're not necessarily teaching them. You could do this as a whole class activity. Personally, I wouldn't be. I would be actually giving it to them, letting them have a go, and then saying, okay, how would you like, letting the kids actually do this independently? Then I can check to see how well they've learned things, what needs help, what maybe might need to be addressed for next year. Number 4, History of Christmas Carols. Now, this is a new product that I've actually done, and this one is actually in that bundle as well as a bonus, because I've just created it, but it's fun. So for Christmas music lesson idea, this one, your students will enjoy selecting a famous Christmas carol and researching the history behind the song. This can be completed individually or in small groups, and there is no short supply of Christmas songs to choose from to research. Now, you don't have to use the product I'm talking about. Again, this is low budget. You know, let's face it, most of it, like for me, this time of year, we would be struggling to, you know, we haven't got much resources left because it's the end of the school year. Okay. But so the kids could easily go on and research, okay, and find out the information. And you could give them some certain questions to actually answer. Or, as I said, I have got a new resource that you might want to actually use as well. But again, you are busy this time of year, so to make it easier for you, why not try the History of Christmas Carols colour by number activities? This is a new product that has reading passages about 8 well-known Christmas carols that are accompanied by a colour by number activity. The students need to read the passage, find the correct answer for each question in the passage. Then each correct answer then gives the students the correct colour to use for that number. I'll show you in a minute. Then they use that number to colour in the Christmas-themed colouring page. I know it sounds complicated, but it's not. Okay. And the best thing is, it's not only just like you could put music on in the background and whatever else. So this is one that's sort of like a color version of something that one's actually done. You can see that one's actually printed, and they have to do a 3-thing summary. But a Christmas tree, it doesn't really matter. So I'll just get, sorry. So here we go. So they've got oh, sorry, my fingers aren't wanting to work. All right, let's look at Joy to World. That'll do. All right, so for example, what they've got is a reading passage. Now, I've deliberately made these reading passages not too hard. They're at a grade 6 reading level, all righty? So they're, you know, it can be used for younger and older students. It's up to you. You could do this for whole class instruction or individual. But anyway, they have a reading passage. Then once they've done the reading passage, they go to the questions for that reading passage. And the questions are something like, who wrote the famous Christmas hymn, Joy to the World? And there's 2 answers. See, you can see that, 2 answers. Now, they have to then go to the actual reading passage and find out where that answer is and whatever is the correct answer. So if one answer is Isaac Watts and underneath it says yellow, and the other one is Isaac Newton, which is purple, and the song was written by Isaac Watts. So it means that anytime they see the number 1, they have to colour yellow. So you can see how this is actually self-correcting, and they've actually got to do a bit of work before they do the colouring in. But the kids are happy because they're colouring in. Your powers that be above you are happy because they've done some sort of reading, and you're happy because it's actually not too hard to do, and you can put some Christmas music on in the background. Again, nice, fun activity. I'm currently not in the classroom this year. At this time of the year, I will be next year. I can guarantee you I will be using these for sure, because this time of year, perfect. And I said, it's not just a simple colouring activity. There's a little bit more meat to it, which is fantastic. So for this lesson, why not have some Christmas music, a Christmas music playlist going in the background for the students to enjoy while they complete the reading passage or the colouring worksheet. This activity will keep everyone happy. It's low prep for you. It's easy for students to do while still working on some literacy and comprehension skills, and definitely will keep your admin happy because your students are still working and not watching a movie. As I said, there's a lot of benefits to that actual resource because it's there's so many things that kids are actually doing and they're still using those skills. Again, we want to keep the learning going, which is what this video is all about. And that's what the actual product cover looks like. Number 5, lesson idea number 5. Create a drawing activity, drawing scene from a Christmas carol. So this simple lesson does not require a lot of prep by you, which is perfect to get ready. Plus, it is great for your students who are creative and like to create hands-on activities. For this lesson, choose a piece of Christmas music, listen to the song, and read the lyrics. That's the important thing, read the lyrics. For this, try using sing-along Christmas carols that are available on YouTube. So you could do a little bit of a sing-along, let the kids sing, okay? And there are lots of different Christmas songs to use. Choose what works for your students. Next, let your students unleash their creativity by drawing a scene from the Christmas carol that you have chosen to listen and study. You will need some drawing paper, coloured pencils and markers, and that's it. This lesson would be a great activity to do before your holiday concert, especially if you get your students to draw scenes from the songs that are in your program. Then use them as part of the display for the concert. Win, 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 win. Okay, they know the lyrics, they've hopefully learnt the lyrics. You get them to actually draw something. You use those lovely drawings as part of the display when you're actually doing the Christmas concert. So the kids who maybe aren't necessarily the best in music and might be better in their other creative ways like drawing and things, they'll be really excited to have their parents not only see them in the concert but take them up and go, look, that's my drawing there, that's my drawing there. It doesn't matter how old your kids are. And I've had as I said, I teach grades 7 to 12, and when we do a showcase and we have artwork around, even my senior students, my year 11s and 12s, they will get, not necessarily my music students, but the art students, they get their parents and they take them over and say, this is my artwork. And they are so excited to show people that this is their artwork, so that they're having that displayed. So again, it's just a win, 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 win. And it's fun also to get kids to actually draw what they think might be in the scene. Here in Australia, Christmas is very different for us. Christmas looks very different to us than what it does in the Northern Hemisphere. We're in summer. We're summer. It's hot. Christmas for me is hot. I don't know what snow looks like. I've only seen snow twice in my life. And so, I don't have that experience, but, so what my kids would draw and what they think Christmas is would be very different to what I'm sure your kids would. All right, number 6, compose your own Christmas carol. Again, this is better for older students, but you can do it with younger students as well. Or for your students who can confidently play your classroom instruments, or try getting them to compose their own Christmas carol. For the lyrics, try using ChatGPT. Now, I do have a video on this, but I didn't put it in here, on how to use ChatGPT or AI to create lyrics. And it's simple. Okay, you literally go to ChatGPT and say, can you please write me a Christmas carol based on this theme? And it's got to have 3 verses and a chorus. I don't know, whatever you want to put it in it, and get them to have a look at what comes out. It's usually not too bad. Okay. This is always a fun exercise to do because the results are often funny and also entertaining. And the best thing about that one is it does take a while. Now, one way to get your students to compose a song that sounds Christmassy, okay, is to show them the videos that are on the next couple of slides and explain some why some Christmas songs sound like Christmas. Okay, because we've been conditioned to hear things. Okay, after watching the video, students can then try using those particular chord progressions in their own Christmas song. So as I said, these 2 videos I have watched and I've checked, and they are fine. And there's this one, How Christmas Music Works, and this guy goes through what the chord progressions are. And again, you could use the chord progressions that will suit your students. And this one also does a slightly different chord progression. They both are only that's 5 minutes. And I think the other one's just over 6 minutes. So it's only 10 minutes of watching, but again, get that Christmassy sound and get them then composing around it. And again, like when I do this in my class, we would watch the videos. We would actually look at the chords. We would play the chords together, okay, as a class, and then work out some different chord patterns. And then I'd let the kids go, let them loose, so to speak, in creating their own. Number 7. Okay, create a Christmas music playlist. Now, the next few ones are based sort of on this similar idea. Again, don't take a lot of effort from you and don't require a lot of equipment. Okay, so tap into your students' enthusiasm for technology by getting them to research and create a Christmas music playlist for a specific purpose. And that's the key, the specific purpose. This is another simple lesson that does not require a lot of prep or resources, just access to the internet to research songs and some time. This is another great small group activity for students to work together to complete. Some ideas for a Christmas list include, maybe it's got to be a school choir performance, a community choir performance, a Christmas concert, a Christmas sing-along for senior citizens, an orchestral performance, a marching band performance, a collection based on a particular style and genre of music. So it could be, okay, they all has to be based around jazz or rock or pop or world music. Up to you, okay, what you want to actually do. And you could incorporate whatever you're actually doing at the time. It could be a playlist based on Christmas music from movies. I'm generally doing film music at this time of year. So it could, that would work perfectly with my unit of work that I'm doing. They've got to find Christmas songs that have been featured in a movie. Okay. Number 8. Sorry, couldn't get my fingers up. Sorry. Create a Christmas music holiday concert program. Again, this could sort of go in with the other one about drawing a scene and all that sort of thing. To extend on the previous lesson idea, have your students create a printable program for their Christmas music playlist. Try using online programs like Canva. Okay, Canva has got so many templates, it's not funny. Anytime I've done a show, I go to Canva, type in program template, and then go, wow, okay, I'm going to use this, and then just change out what I need to change out. Nice and easy. It is free for students to use, okay, when they log in, and has lots and lots of templates and graphics available to make the Christmas program look amazing. And again, this doesn't necessarily have to be printed. This could be something that's maybe you do it as a competition for your class, see which one's actually going to be the best, and use that, or use a few different ones. Or if you prefer, have your students create the program by drawing and writing it themselves. Now, I know in the past, I used to do something called the Maitland Performing Arts Festival. And I was the organizer for many years. And what the primary schools that were involved, they would get their kids, and this is how we do the program. So they'd get their kids to draw different things, okay, the different covers, and each program. So we maybe had for each night, because each night was different. Oh, crazy. But anyway, each night was different, and maybe have 10 different designs, and they would be printed out for parents to actually use, so that you never knew what one you were going to get on the cover. So again, it's nice where you don't have to necessarily do just one program design. Number 9. Okay, create a virtual Christmas holiday concert. Another variation on the ones we've been talking about is on the Christmas playlist ideas, to have students create a virtual Christmas holiday concert. For this, students would need to be able to access YouTube, okay, videos, so that they could research and add videos to the presentation or web page using Google. Google Sites is a great for this sort of lesson. There's lots students can actually do to create their own virtual Christmas concert. Again, so I know, like my kids, they can only access this if they're in year 11, 12 YouTube. They have to be older. They can't do it younger. So this, again, depends on the sort of thing you've got. You might actually have a selection that the kids might want to put together, but it's, again, another great thing they can do using Google Sites, especially. They can create their own site and all sorts of things. Yeah, so many different ways they can do it. Like before, students could choose a particular musical style or genre to base their Christmas concert around. Okay, their virtual concert one. This could be a collaborative effort themed around instrumental music, jazz, choir, rock, or genre, any genre of their choosing, offering a modern twist to a traditional holiday celebration. And this could even be something that if the kids put it together, and depending on what you have available in your office, if there's a video capability, this could be a presentation put together by kids, and that could be actually in playing in the background. Again, so many ways to get your kids involved and showing music outside of your classroom. Lesson idea number 10, create a Christmas music sing-along program. For this Christmas music lesson idea, channel the joy of singing by having students research, find lyrics, and compile a printable booklet. No, okay. Number 10. Lesson idea number 10, create a Christmas music sing-along program. For this Christmas music lesson idea, channel the joy of singing by having students research, find lyrics, and compile a printable booklet or presentation for a Christmas sing-along. This interactive program, akin to Christmas karaoke, not only hones research skills, but also encourages active participation in the festive musical experience. Now, I know when my kids were younger and they were still in primary school, and, you know, my youngest is nearly 30, we would always have, the kids would always be part of a Christmas community concert, okay, for, I think it was for the Rotary Club. And so we'd all go along to the Christmas Christmas concert, and there was always a printable booklet with all the lyrics, so that, you know, you could sing along with it. So obviously you could do it that way, or if you don't want the kids to actually do a printed booklet, they could actually do a presentation, so that they could actually have the lyrics on the page, like in a PowerPoint presentation, and it would go through. So it would be actually that way, so they keep, you know, people could watch and sing along with the lyrics that way. And so it's just another variation on the theme. If you actually had a Christmas concert that you were doing, and there were parts of it that you wanted your parents and family members and caregivers to actually to attend, and you want them to actually sing along in one song, okay, then that's what you would need. You need some sort of presentation to actually put up so they knew the lyrics. And this is another nice way to incorporate that into your lessons as well. Number 11. Okay, lesson idea number 11, study other holidays and Christmas traditions from around the world. This second last, now it was my last one, then I added one, so forgive me. This second last lesson idea will help expand cultural horizons by encouraging students to delve into the diverse holiday traditions celebrated around the world. Try assigning different holidays or allow students to explore their own, researching songs and analysing music and preparing presentations to share with the class. Again, this is something that could take a few lessons. This inclusive activity fosters cultural appreciation and adds a global touch to your festive curriculum. Now, I know a few years ago, actually it was 2019, it was pre-pandemic, my husband and I went on a river cruise, one of those European river cruises, and it was the one right before Christmas. And one of the nice things was, we got to see all the Christmas markets, which is really, really pretty. So that's the only place, as I said, I saw snow ever. Anyway, it was so nice seeing other traditions. So there was different foods, different drinks, different little things. Like there was one night we had to leave our shoes out, and there was some little Christmas thing that was left in your shoe. I can't remember what the tradition was called, and it wasn't chocolate. It was some sort of jelly, sort of like a jelly type lolly or candy, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, it was funny. It was, again, that's a different tradition. And I know in other cultures, it's one of the Scandinavian countries, I can't remember which one of their traditions is to actually exchange books on Christmas Eve, and they exchange books and then they read. It's one of those lovely traditions. So again, there's so many different ones, but I've got a few different other world culture ones as well. So obviously Hanukkah, also known as the Festival of Lights, is a Jewish holiday that usually falls around the same time of Christmas. It typically lasts for 8 nights and days, and it commemorates the rededication of the Second Temple in Jerusalem. Diwali, while Diwali is primarily a Hindu festival, it is also celebrated by the Sikhs and Jains. Known as the Festival of Lights, Diwali usually occurs in October or November. It symbolises the victory of light over darkness and good and evil. So these are all around the same sort of time. Kwanzaa is a week-long celebration that starts on December 26th, so what I would call Boxing Day, and ends on January 1st. It is a cultural holiday that honours African heritage in African American culture. Each day of Kwanzaa focuses on different principles such as unity, self-determination, and cooperative economics. So again, these are different things that kids could be researching. Next one is St. Lucia's Day, or St. Lucia's, Lucia's Day. Celebrated on December 13th in Scandinavian countries. St. Lucia's Day honours St. Lucy, a Christian martyr. It is marked by processions where a girl is chosen to portray St. Lucia wearing a crown of candles. The holiday symbolises the return of light during the darkest time of year. So as I said, these are just 4 that I've chosen, but there's so many out there. And, tap into what's in your classroom. What are your own students' cultural traditions? Okay, what does Christmas look like to them? Lesson 12, Christmas colouring pages. So I said I wasn't going to add this one then. I was like, yeah, I should, because sometimes after a concert, you just need to do something really simple. And this is this is the type of lesson you might need. So this last lesson idea is a simple one and is perfect to use after your holiday concerts when everyone is tired and needs a little downtime. Colouring in Christmas-themed pages is perfect when paired with some Christmas music being played in the background, letting your students enjoy the simplicity of colouring and expressing their creativity through colour choices. But each page is good for them and you. You get a little break. You get a break for the craziness of the silly season, and everyone has a happy lesson. Now, these particular designs actually done by me. These were done quite a few years ago when my daughter was going through a few different things, and she really liked colouring they were called Zentangles back then. And so we couldn't find what she sort of wanted, so I started designing some for myself for her to colour in. And so that's sort of where these things, these ones have come from. So they're hand drawn, they're all original designs by me. So there's those ones, and here's a few more. That it's funny, the kids generally like doing that Christmas tree one, and yeah, that one, or the one with the bells. I don't know why, but they're drawn to that for some reason. So these are just nice ones. They do take a few lessons. You can't have it done in one lesson if they're going to do it beautifully. I generally make them bigger. Like I don't print them as A4. I print them as what I call A3, so twice the size, and usually onto some nice thicker art cartridge paper. So the kids have got something nice to take home with them when they finish it. So just to recap, I said I gave you 12 lessons, Christmas lessons to do. Nice lot to do. So 1, Christmas carol analysis. Number 2, compare 2 versions of Christmas carols. Okay. Number 3, 12 days of Christmas listening challenge or journal. Number 4, history of Christmas carols. Number 5, create a drawing of a scene from a Christmas carol. Number 6, compose your own Christmas carol. Create a Christmas playlist. Create Christmas music holiday concert program. Create a virtual Christmas holiday concert. Create a Christmas music sing-along program. Study other holidays and Christmas traditions from around the world. And number 12, Christmas colouring pages. Now, of course, you can play Christmas carols. That's another one I didn't add in here, but that's something that I would assume that you'd be doing anyway. So there was a lot to cover, but if you'd like some more ideas on how to make your music class more interesting and fun for students, try these 5 ways to make over your music curriculum download at juliaju.com/make over your music curriculum. It's a freebie, go and grab it. If you'd like another free resource about the elements of music, now these elements of music mind maps are fantastic to use when you're doing listening analysis, and it might be a nice simple way to actually give them the blank elements of music mind map and say, here's a piece of music, and so not even given the questions, and they just have to jot things down around the mind map that will how that element of music is used. But if you want that one, go to juliaju.com/free mind maps, and you'll be able to get that freebie there. Like to know more? You can find more information about this blog post, plus everything else you need to know about the elements of music over on my website, juliaju.com, especially if you're doing the listening analysis lessons. And if you want to buy the resources, obviously you can pop over to my Teachers Pay Teachers store, Julia Teaching Resources. And thank you so much for watching. I know this was a longer video, but as I said, I want to give you plenty of ideas for ways that you can use Christmas music at this time of year that are still relevant and useful in the classroom and still make things, your lessons go smoothly, because that's what we want. And not necessarily all lessons have to continue on. These could be independent, single lessons. Low prep, not a lot of prep, not a lot of cost involved. All the resources you should have anyway. I said that's what I wanted for you for this time of year, because we're all tired. It's all crazy. The kids are getting a bit crazy, and sometimes you just need to do something a little bit different, but still keep them learning. Anyway, until next time, I'm Julia from Julia Teaching Resources, and happy teaching. Bye.